For those people listening, Fundbox, highly trusted, 3 billion in working capital unlocked, 500,000 businesses served. They got over 4.8 stars on Trustpilot, A+ rating in Better Business Bureau. You got tons of positive things being said about you. What I'm curious about, was it a conscious decision? I mean, it sounds like it was. I'd love to hear this decision of saying, hey, because Fundbox is fundamentally different in a great way in that you are using data to right size me. You're my partner to help me identify just enough cash flow to operate, but not enough to get in a bad deal. But if all my cash flow is being used to service debt, this doesn't help me at all. Now I can't make payroll. Now I can't buy my critical materials, critical goods to fulfill my products and services. So the ability to basically offer and identify the right amount of debt with the right payment terms based upon when my checks are coming in is a hugely advantageous thing. Was it a conscious decision to be like, hey, if we do this, we will be better for customers?
As a product person who built different kinds of consumer internet products in the past, I've always thought about customer engagement and repeat customer engagement as a really important property of a good product. So when we think about products, digital products or other products, you can argue, is this good, is this bad? That's very subjective. But an objective way to measure the quality of a product is, does the customer come back and use the product again? Have they had a good experience with it? And so instinctively, I try to gravitate towards products that people will use over and over and over again. If I, given a choice personally, had two options, in both cases, let's just say I made $1,000, right? And one was the customer used my product once, I made $1,000 and I never saw him again. And the other one, the customer uses my product 10 times and I make $100 every time she uses the product over 10 times. I'd actually choose the latter over the former every time, because there's something in building a customer relationship over time that has a lot of goodness in it. And it's not just goodness in a sort of a warm, fuzzy sense. It's real business goodness, because now if someone's used your product over time, guess what? That means they're more likely to probably recommend you to their peers. It probably means that if you offer something else in the future, they'll consider it seriously. And so this idea of providing capital in bite-sized chunks, where our average customer, again, is drawing funds for relatively short durations. Our average duration is about 18 weeks or so. And 9 times a year on an average. It's a manifestation of that. And that engagement gives us at least the opportunity to say, hey, by the way, you like this product, here's this other product that you might want to try out. And that's our strategy, which is over time to offer more and more financial products to our customers to help them with their end-to-end cash flows, such that we're not only just providing capital when they need it, but also helping them with their payables. So we call this FlexPay. That's our spend management solution. And then eventually over time, receivables as well. So to help them get paid more effectively or more efficiently.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm listening to you talk about this, I can see why it's such a great fit for small businesses. I can tell you that when in my past, I've needed capital because I couldn't get access to it easily, and I've taken on those bad loans, I know what I'm doing. I've never gone back. None of them. I've never gone back to any one of these lenders because I know exactly what they did. And and when I didn't have the need for it anymore, that's it. Your background is definitely in big business. How did you develop a love for the small guys like us?
So I actually ended up working with many small businesses as customers when I was working on advertising at Google AdWords. I joined Google in the very early days. This was 2003. The company was less than 5 years old at that time, was about 500 people. And AdWords had just been built. And at that time, and folks don't necessarily remember this, Google AdWords was not the only advertising product at Google. There were actually two products. There's a product called Premium Sponsorships, the things that would show up above the search results that were being sold to large advertisers. And then this Google AdWords was this new product being shown on the right side of the search results. And that was an auction available to small advertisers as well. So at that time, actually, the right-hand ads were small advertisers, the top ads were large advertisers. And so I actually started working with small advertisers, and I realized that, again, that's the value of technology in leveling the playing field. We're going to sunset premium sponsorships and put the entire company, all of Google, on just AdWords and let AdWords flow into the space between the search query and the organic search results. So in fact, I was the product manager who did some of that integration of AdWords into premium sponsorship. And to me, it was a great learning experience because, again, I think of myself as a perpetual student. And so the opportunity to learn about a customer or a certain kind of need or a domain is always fascinating. There are elements of me where I feel like I'm using things I've done in the past, and there are things that have been completely new to me over the last 6 years.
IT Visionaries is powered by Salesforce Platform and Dreamforce. Did you know that the very best Dreamforce sessions are available for free right now on salesforce.com/plus? We recommend watching the platform and MuleSoft keynote to get the down low on doing more with less in increasing efficiency with automation.